Hello my beautiful people. Hello my amazing Gist and Smile TV family. Today's gist is not the usual drama, not the everyday buzz or celebrity clash. This one is deep, soulful, and full of life lessons. It's about something we all crave but sometimes forget to protect: peace. Yes, peace. That simple but powerful thing that can change the way we love, live, and even see ourselves. And in this story, we're talking about how Maurice, through his actions, not words, reminded the world what it means to live softly, love calmly, and choose peace over noise. You see, sometimes, you don't have to say a word for your message to be heard. Your calmness can speak louder than 1,000 explanations. In a time when everyone is shouting online, defending themselves, or seeking validation, Maurice did something different. He simply lived, quietly, happily, and peacefully. And that silence, it spoke volumes. People noticed. People felt it. Because peace, when it's real, doesn't need to announce itself. It shows. It glows. In life, there comes a stage where you realize that you don't owe anyone explanations. You don't need to convince people who have already made up their minds. You simply live your truth. That's what emotional maturity looks like, when you stop defending yourself and start protecting your peace. Maurice has reached that point. He didn't reply to gossip. He didn't try to prove anything. He didn't chase attention. He just kept living with joy, confidence, and calmness. And that is strength. You know, we often think strength means loudness, arguing, explaining, fighting back. But true strength is calm. It's choosing not to be dragged into chaos. It's staying grounded even when the world tries to shake you. That's why Maurice's peace touched so many people. Because it reflected what so many wish they had, the freedom to live without needing public approval. Now, when you look at Maurice and Sonia, you notice something deeper than just romance. You see understanding. You see calmness. You see maturity. Their love doesn't feel like a performance. It doesn't feel like something staged for likes or attention. It feels quiet, sincere, and peaceful. We live in an age where many people perform love instead of living it. They post, they act, they show off, but deep down, it's empty. Because real love doesn't shout. It doesn't demand applause. It doesn't need validation. Real love is calm. Real love is peaceful. Real love is steady. Maurice showed that love doesn't need to be dramatic to be real. The most powerful kind of love is the one that speaks through actions, not noise. And that's what makes this story so refreshing. In a time when people rush to display everything online, Maurice and Sonia chose privacy. Not secrecy, but protection. There's a big difference between hiding something and protecting it. Hiding comes from fear. Protecting comes from wisdom. They protected their connection. They allowed it to grow in peace, away from opinions and interference. They gave it time to breathe, time to strengthen. That's maturity. That's understanding. You see, when a relationship is built quietly, it develops stronger roots. It's not easily shaken by outside noise. But when it's built for display, it often breaks under the pressure of attention. Maurice showed that peace is more valuable than publicity. That love doesn't need to trend to be true. And that lesson right there, that's what makes this story powerful. Now, let's talk about confidence in love. Many men today love with hesitation. They hold back their emotions because they're scared of being judged or mocked. They fear what the world might say. But Maurice showed a different kind of courage, the kind that says, I know my heart. I know my choice. And I'm not afraid to stand by it. That's love with confidence. That's love without fear. When a man stands beside the woman he loves with calm assurance, it builds trust. It tells her, you're safe here. You're chosen. And when love is chosen boldly, it grows deeply. Love thrives in certainty. It dies in doubt. And Maurice's calm confidence showed that he is sure of himself, of his feelings, and of his peace. People often see only the surface, the pictures, the clips, the speculations. But they don't see the private laughter, the soft moments, the inside jokes, and the emotional connection that builds behind the scenes. That's why public opinion can never be equal to truth. Because the truth of a relationship lives in private, not in public. Maurice clearly understands that. He values what happens off camera more than what trends online. He's not living to impress the crowd. He's living to protect his peace. That's emotional growth. That's the kind of maturity that brings long-lasting happiness. Because when you stop depending on what others think, you set yourself free. Peace, my people, is not the absence of noise, it's the presence of calm in the middle of it. It's not about silence, it's about choosing not to let anything disturb your inner joy. When you reach that level, you begin to breathe differently. You smile more genuinely. You stop explaining your every move. You just live, knowing that your peace is worth more than anyone's opinion. Maurice has found that balance, and that's why people are inspired. Let's be real, so many relationships today are loud but shallow. There's so much talking, so much proving, but not enough peace. But when love feels like rest, that's the kind of love that lasts. When being with someone brings you calm instead of confusion, that's real connection. Peaceful love is powerful love. It's not about butterflies. It's about stability. It's about comfort. It's about two people choosing calmness over chaos. When love gives you peace, you protect it with everything in you. Because that kind of love is rare. Maurice and Sonia's journey reminds us that love doesn't always need fireworks to be beautiful. Sometimes the most powerful relationships are the quiet ones, the ones where both hearts understand each other without needing to explain too much. And let's talk about one more truth: actions speak louder than words. In this world of captions and hashtags, it's easy to say the right thing. But real love shows itself in how you treat someone, not in what you post. Maurice didn't speak much. He didn't make a big statement. But his actions aligned perfectly with his feelings. And that consistency. That's what moved people. When words and actions match, there's no confusion. When love is consistent, there's peace. And that's the kind of love that lasts, the kind that doesn't have to prove itself every day because it's already grounded in truth. At the heart of all this, the message is simple: protect your peace. Whether it's in love, friendship, or life itself, peace is the real treasure. Peace brings clarity. Peace brings joy. Peace brings freedom. You can have success, fame, and attention, but if you lose your peace, you've lost the most valuable thing. That's why what Maurice is doing right now feels different. He's living softly. He's smiling more. He's not stressing. He's not explaining. He's simply enjoying life on his own terms. And that, my people, is what emotional freedom looks like. Peace doesn't mean your life is perfect. It means you've chosen to stop letting imperfection disturb your happiness. It means you've decided that your mental and emotional health matter more than people's opinions. And once you make that choice, everything changes. Maurice and Sonia's story reminds us that love doesn't need to be loud to be real. Quiet love can be the most powerful kind. When someone's presence makes your heart calm and your soul smile, you've found something special. Love should feel like home, not like a battlefield. It should make life softer, not heavier. Peaceful love is the kind of love that heals. It's gentle, it's nurturing, and it gives you room to grow. That's why this moment between Maurice and Sonia feels so meaningful, because it's more than romance. It's a reflection of growth, wisdom, and maturity. It's a reminder that peace is not weakness. It's strength, discipline, and emotional intelligence. So, my wonderful Gist and Smile TV family, here's the takeaway from today's story. Stop explaining your happiness. Stop performing love for the crowd. Stop living for people's validation. Choose peace. Protect your joy. And let your actions, not your words, speak for you. Because peace is louder than explanation. Love is stronger when it's calm. And maturity shines brightest when it's quiet. Maurice didn't make a big announcement, but his message was loud and clear: peace over noise, love over performance, and happiness over validation. That's the kind of message that makes you pause and smile. So my people, what do you think? Do you believe peace makes love stronger? Do you think quiet love lasts longer than loud love? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, let's talk about it. And please, if you enjoyed this gist, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Gist and Smile TV, your home for heartfelt stories, uplifting reflections, and the kind of gist that makes you think, feel, and smile. Until next time, my people, stay peaceful, stay joyful, and remember, the happiest people are not the loudest, they are the calmest. Bye for now, and keep smiling.